it hit kind of hard. It did a nosedive down.
Now at 11, losing power and going down. Tonight, a pilot explains what went wrong mid-air and how he and his wife walked away from a crash landing. Good evening, I'm Jamison Euler.
And good evening, I'm Wendy Ryan. Thanks for joining us. First tonight, John Murray and his wife Phyllis took off from Peterborough Knight Airport en route to Miami. But just minutes later, trouble struck. Our Ryan Raish is live in Brandon with this incredible story. Ryan, how bad was it?
Well, Wendy, it was definitely not a smooth crash landing. We're standing right now in the backyard of someone who lives just off of Dew Bloom Road here in Brandon. You can still see the plane behind me. It is still obviously badly damaged. A hazmat crew was on scene most of the evening trying to contain a fuel leak. But when you talk to the pilot, you get the feeling to him, this was nothing.
I just did what every pilot is trained to do, and that's why they train you.
Spoken like a man who could crash land a Cessna 182 in his sleep, John Murray says not once did he panic. Not once did he think he, his wife Phyllis, and their dog Gizmo might not make it out alive.
I told her that everything was okay, and she said fine. She was very calm.
The plane was only in the air for about 10 minutes when around 2,000 feet the engine went out. Murray, who has been flying for 50 years, said the whole plane was shaking and oil was leaking all over the windshield, blinding him. 10-year-old Mason Schwartz saw the plane going down from his after-school club.
I thought it was going to hit the large building over there.
Murray took aim for this empty field. Esmeralyn Gomez had perhaps the best view, looking up while laying on his trampoline.
It's a small plane, you know, and it hit kind of hard. It did a nosedive down. It was going to hit the power lines, and thank God it didn't.
Murray later told us avoiding the power lines was on the top of his mind. Remember, he can barely see out of the cockpit due to the leaking oil.
I was concerned that even though the field was a sizable field, that the power lines may have strung across it, so I tried to avoid those, and evidently did.
He did, but just barely. That dive into the ground broke off the landing gear and badly damaged the front of the plane. But the Murrays, even Gizmo, walked away without a scratch. Somehow, to this veteran pilot, it seems like that's not good enough.
I wish I'd made a nice landing, and I could have if I could have seen better, perhaps.
The pilot is pretty hard on himself. We asked Murray what he's doing tonight. He says he's going home to have a beer. And speaking for the people who live in this neighborhood, he deserves it. Live in Brandon tonight, Ryan Raish, ABC Action News.